because we got some amazing announcements this evening. Hi everyone, and to also those of you that are watching the live stream at home. I'm Dana Flores from the Sierra Founder Media for Growth, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to our third annual gathering. This evening also marks the completion of our MFG program in London. And for the past 4 weeks, we worked with 7 fantastic brands, some of them with a UK presence, while others are looking to scale in this market. But before I would like to start by saying a few thank yous to our partners. And I do have to move myself to the lectern to change the slide. So huge thank you, first of all, to Paul Hastings for hosting us at this gorgeous venue in London, and for supporting us as well at some of our other events we had in New York earlier this year. Huge thank you to our headline partners, RTL Ad Alliance and German Media Pool, and of course our media awards and program partners, including RTL 2, M6 Briste, Channel 4 Ventures, ITV Adventures and Ignite, NBC Universal, JCDecaux, Cosmic Partners, and ThinkBox. The MFG gathering has grown to what I think is probably the only event dedicated fully to media capital investors, and not only media investors, but also bringing alongside cash investors and consumer founders. So this is a consumer event, and we're absolutely thrilled to have 7 companies in the program, and you'll be hearing from them in just a moment. In just 2 years, we've created what we call a global platform for media capital investments. Now, partnering with over 20 media companies, could be established media for equity funds or companies that are just about to get started. And over the last 12, 18 months, we've also had the pleasure to work with almost 24 companies. After this evening, there will be 24 companies, 17 in the last 2 cohorts. And together, collectively, they went on to raise and secure over $20 million in media capital commitments. But MFG is a bit more than just the program. And some of you in the room might be perhaps quite new to the platform. So I would like to take a couple of minutes just to explain the key pillars that we have at MFG, and also focus a bit more on some exciting announcements for 2025. When we started the company, we looked at some of the challenges perhaps that are happening in the industry. So in fact, we started by looking at data and insights. The MFG Deal Hub, it's an openly accessible platform right now with over 500 investments that have been completed in the last 20 years. Available for investors, for founders that would like to find out more about the other peers and how much they raised, case studies, and we also have all our reports on the different regions as well, available on the platform. The program, we'll be discussing that more this evening, which is absolutely core and fundamental to what we do. But I also want to introduce you to a relatively new concept, which we think it will become the standard framework for helping a brand grow internationally and in every market. And that's what we call the MFG as a service. Now, this slide might look quite complicated, but trust me, the whole framework was designed for simplicity. And as I mentioned, we want to create the perfect platform to support a brand wherever they are. Perhaps they are in Israel or in Australia and they want to enter the UK market, or perhaps they're in the UK and they want to go to the US. I think we're at a pivotal moment when a lot of media companies, especially in the US, are looking into this model. And essentially what we are providing through MFG, it's a growth partner supporting any media company that wants to get started by becoming a member to MFG and providing media capital commitments, media credits, that we will then invest on an annual basis. For a startup, for a founder, for an emerging brand, what this essentially means is that you have access to a diverse media stack, the planning expertise, the flexibility, the international reach with one single entity on your cap table. Going back to the program, because I mentioned it's fundamental. When we started MFG, we actually started by focusing, and we built a company focusing completely on advertisers and what the brands really need. So it's quite a unique program. I think there's so many accelerators up there and incubators. And I always say this is neither. This is a very specialized program that was created for consumer brands to address three main challenges: the knowledge gap, the media utilization gap, and the financing gap. Over the course of 4 weeks, this time we worked with 7 companies. It's the third time we're doing this. We're taking them on a journey to create what is supposed to be a media strategy, which they can take and execute. And of course, because we are all about media capital investments, it's about supporting them in raising media capital. But of course, there's other forms of covering the marketing cost. So essentially for a brand, it's all about optimizing the costs. And for a lot of consumer companies at the point of scaling and growing, it's probably the most expensive cost they have. I'm extremely proud of this program. I mentioned we have 17 alumni brands as of tonight or tomorrow. There will be 24 alumni companies. And I'm not only excited about the number, it's more about the diversity, which is probably not as well reflected on this slide, also in terms of gender, geographies. I think I'm counting probably over like 8-9 countries there. About 40% of the founders are female founders, so these are female-led businesses. And also in terms of sectors, it's a fantastic diversity of sectors and subcategories. I mentioned a couple of announcements at the start of the evening. In the last 12 months, doing this program in the UK and being essentially the go-to partner for a lot of consumer brands when they're thinking of fundraising, we have built a proprietary deal flow of brands. Some of them are alumni companies, some are fairly late-stage companies that now have a US presence. And they often come and ask, you're doing this in the UK, or we see so many investors doing this in Europe, who's doing this in the US? And we also have US companies actually requesting information about who's doing this in their home market. So on that note, we are bringing this program to the US. We're launching this in May in 2025. And I have a bit more information on this later this evening. But it's also an invitation to everyone in the room. And I know we have some investors with us as well, cash investors, VCs, for your portfolio companies, if they're interested to come and talk to us, some of my team members as well. But of course, UK will always remain our home market. And we are bringing the program again in October 2025. Now, every edition is special, but I think this one is truly special. And that's because for the first time, we partner with the largest broadcasters in 3 major markets in Europe to award up to $1 million in media credits. And that's thanks to Channel 4 Ventures, ITV, RTS5, and M6 Publicité. Now, these credits, the way everyone probably should think about this is really just more for a pilot campaign, for a brand that perhaps has never used TV in the past to get a sense of what it's like. And I do want to say that every company in this program should deserve to win. They're absolutely fantastic brands. And I have no doubt that all of them will go on and partner with strategic media companies beyond this program, irrespective of the price. But I talked a lot about media capital investments. What we've done for the last 12 months was to work a lot closer with cash investors because, of course, we can support a brand, but in the end, it's all about also raising cash as well as strategic support. And what we've done in the last 18 months was to organize specific events like the one we had in Canary Wharf just 2 weeks ago, inviting some of the top VCs, present to founders and flip that script for once. And through the investors, we also want to talk a bit about the level of support that we can provide to the portfolio companies. 25% of the MFG referrals come from investors. And as well as, of course, some of them are here with us in the room to better understand the model and look to partner and co-invest with some of our media investors, our media members, or MFG as well. First of all, the companies that you see in the program are surfaced, the top 1% surfaced together with our media partners to make it onto the program. I believe we have a slide coming up but we're on every edition. We look at over 600 companies, screening over 600 companies to get down to about 7 or 8 of them. So these are really the top companies. I mentioned that media capital as a venture model. It's a form of optimizing some of the marketing costs. So as an investor in a consumer brand, most likely your portfolio brands, that's the most expensive cost, right? They have the exposure to a very diverse set of brands. We are seen as the consumer hub. We can of course support other B2B2C companies, but we are dedicated to consumer brands. And lastly, our active involvement in supporting these companies. As a platform, as a global platform, our support stretches beyond the program. We want to work and we have vested interest in the businesses in our program to make sure that we can scale internationally. In June, our last event, previous event, I actually focused a lot on stats, and we talked a lot about the upward trend that we see in the deployment of media capital, not just in the UK, which is already a quite mature market, but globally speaking. Now, we're still 6 weeks left into this year, so we don't have all the data available just yet, but just looking at what happened in the first half of the year and looking at some of the macroeconomic trends as well as what's happening on the media capital level, I believe in 2025 and in 2024, we're going to see an increase in number of investments compared to previous year. And probably 2025 is going to increase even further than 2022. And I think there's 3 reasons to that. One reason is the venture capital rebound, but also the interest rates. Interest rates started falling. One of the major banks, the European Central Bank, in June announced cutting down interest rates. And I think the Bank of England also followed shortly after that. When we look back at what happened in the second half of 2022, when interest rates started rising, immediately a lot of the VC-backed VC brand startups started slashing marketing costs. They're not by 10 or 20%, but most of the time, probably 50% or so. So as we expect the interest rate to go down, we think that some of the ad spend is gonna return and come back. The second point, I think, is more about what we're seeing happening on the media capital level. And I think US is gonna pick up a lot. And it's not just an intuition, it's also seeing what's happening on the ground. I mentioned we hosted one of the events in New York during the ad week. I think you can see Vinay in there having really great chat. It was just fantastic. And, I think he can probably attest as well, just a great group of people, some of the largest media companies in the world coming together, and just a lot of interest in this model. So it was an incredible crowd. And I think it's not just what we've seen that evening, but just working with our media partners in the US and having conversations with many others. It's just a number game. About 3 to 5% of their annual revenue is now allocated to media for equity investments. Just to put that in figures, that's over $100 million for some of them. $100 million just earmarked for media for equity, and that's just right at the start of the year. And that's a space we want to be, right? So I think the growth really is going to come from the US, not just in terms of deployment, but also the brands that are becoming a lot more interested in this. And lastly, I think it's media capital has a fantastic halo effect and also creating category. It's great for category creation. This is a slide that actually I grabbed from the ThinkBox study, which was presented during our program. It is very UK centric, but what this basically shows is that online businesses, digital companies, make up the biggest category in terms of advertising spend. 20% of the UK ad spend is done by digital startups. That's about 1.5 billion pounds every year. So there's a lot more stats, a lot more research available on the Deal Hub. I do encourage you to go and check it out. And also, I want to use this opportunity to extend an invitation, especially to the fund managers in the room, because it is with your support that we managed to build this platform. And it's all about sharing information and having it openly accessible so that others can learn and support some of the reports that we're about to publish. Now, before we start the presentations, I do want to invite a couple of special people to say a few words. And I would like to start with Jeffrey Hartling, Corporate Department Chair at Paul Hastings. Thank you.
Diana asked me to say a few words, and as an attorney, obviously, there's no shortage of words, so I can speak all night. But one thing I've learned is the less an attorney says, usually the better off everyone is, yourselves included. Let's see, Jeff Hartland, I am a partner at Paul Hastings. I am based in Silicon Valley, where I chair the corporate department. And for the last 20 plus years, I won't give you my age, been working with early stage companies, investors, really everybody in the ecosystem dealing with finance and M&A. So that's been my home, and that's been really the work I've been doing forever. The firm, if you don't know anything about Paul Hastings, we're an international platform. We've got about 30 offices worldwide, very heavy in the US, very heavy in Europe, and also active in Asia, one office in South America, and expanding just about every other year. So it's a model that fits well within Media for Growth. Maybe just a comment about kind of the work that we do. And if you don't like the slides and they look complex, you can blame us. That's actually a simplified version that's taken several iterations. The only way I can kind of describe my initial meetings with Diane and the team is I meet with a lot of prospective clients, lately a lot of AI or purported AI clients. And I'll leave a lot of those meetings and I'll be scratching my head. I'm not sure what they do. What the heck was that about? What did I do for the last 2 hours? First time I met Diana and the team, 10 minutes for even somebody like me, the attorney, to figure out that this model is it's compelling. And it's a solution to a problem that I think, once explained to me, seemed somewhat obvious, not in a negative way, but it's an absolutely, I think, pivotal technology, and I think it's an absolutely pivotal opportunity. And I say that representing and having represented early stage companies for 20 plus years, and knowing the struggles that they in particular have gone through to try to get off the ground, to try to find partners, try to find financing, constantly looking for financing. And to have that ecosystem built in, it just, to me, it makes sense. And I think it makes sense particularly in this space, but I could also see it making sense in other spaces, particularly other geographies. So that's kind of our involvement with, I call them MFG because I have to write the name out in emails so often. It would take me forever. And I do bill by, 20 quarter-hour instruments. So MFG is just, it really is great. The last thing I'll say, and Diana's not going to talk about this per se, certainly about herself, but the team that you've assembled, I think is great. I will say 2005, I was introduced to a startup company called YouTube that you may have heard of. 2010, I was introduced to a startup company called Pinterest. These are all names that you know now, but you wouldn't have known necessarily at the time. And although people like me would like to take credit and say, oh, we recognize the technology right away, it was going to be awesome and take over some market. The bottom line is we made our decisions to work with clients early on based on the people who were involved. And whether we thought that if the model didn't work, there was still enough substance there, they could pivot and they could solve problems that needed to be solved. I think you've built that team already, and I know it's growing, but the group that I've met at Media for Growth, MFG, I just think is top tier. So hats off to you. And that's it.
Thank you very much. And obviously that also includes Jeff. We are absolutely grateful, and I couldn't think of a better partner to take this model internationally. And as he very well outlined, you need that international partner to take this globally. And reminded me as well that I should also give a shout out to a couple of really special people on my team. I know there's been announcements throughout the past couple of months, but I have you all over there with Nico, who's obviously known in the industry for running the largest media for equity fund in Europe and being on our board. To Chris Loiseau, who has not left RTO. He's still with the RTO. He's still there and yeah, continuing to be a global growth director. But again, very fortunate to have him also on our board and our advisors. Neville, of course, who's always been a huge supporter to me, and he's managing our US, as he's our managing partner for the US, and Luca as well, who's keeping me on track when it comes to investor relations. And yeah, we'll look forward to working a lot closer in the upcoming months on the investor side. And Maria, of course, who, yeah, I have no words for Maria, because without her, we would not have this event or the program happen. But moving on to, I'll come back to it in just a second. Moving on to our partners, I want to thank RTL Ad Alliance, starting from Chris, Ollie, Sean, David. I know you're here in the room, because for the past 4 weeks, and I think the founders here can attest, working with us every day on building reports and strategies for every single company and putting together the expertise, not just in the UK, but across France, Germany, US, and any market where the companies want to go to. They've been a fantastic partner for the last 2 years and continue to support us. And I'm also so excited to continue this in the US as well. So on that note, I would like to play a video first, and then I'll invite Chris on stage to say a few words and also explain to you how they work with some of the largest brands, but starting really small and step by step.
Hey Media World, meet RTL Ad Alliance. RTL Ad Alliance was created from the most successful broadcasting, publishing, and ad tech companies in Europe. It's about getting your ads seen by the right people. An ideal audience, inspired, engaged, and ready to hear your brand's message. Audiences, brands, content. It's our ABC. We offer a simplified access to international media brands in one streamlined service for an unrivaled reach in Europe and beyond. TV, radio, print, digital. We work with them all. We provide access to the latest insights and innovations, along with dedicated support from our media experts. We develop market-leading ad tech solutions for buying, selling, and customizing ad space to help you make the most of each platform at every stage of the customer journey. For the unmissable. We have a smart, simple, and trusted way to connect advertisers to audiences through quality content. RTL Ad Alliance. Simplicity for advertisers, value for publishers.
Please welcome Christoph Leuser. Please make use of the stage as well, and I'll give you a clicker.
I can use the stage. Wow. Picture I imagine. So hello everyone. So I should say hello founder and entrepreneurs, you know, because startup is a little bit old-fashioned, if I may say this. Because when I meet all of you guys, you know, during your onboarding session, I was super impressed because you are really great people. You have a great vision for what you want to do, and you believe in what you want to do. And so this is why myself, as Chris, you recognize my French accent. You know, I spend much more time outside France, but I still keep my French accent. That's why I'm here with the team of RTL Ad Alliance, because since the beginning of our story, we help entrepreneurs to grow. And we need to be very humble, you know, and so the life starts with that fix, you know, connecting everyone, helping us each other, and be really involved in what we do. So the first thing I wanted to tell you is based on the values you have. What we do at RTL, you see this slide, you know, it's impressive. We cover so many markets. We have the biggest broadcasting companies everywhere in Europe, but also in USA with Katarina in the room, and the same with Ute, you know, the big power of RTL in Germany or RTL Spy, everywhere we are really massive. We reach everyday viewers, but the crucial thing is to be simple, you know, to create simplicity in this world of complexity. I can imagine, I try to be in your shoes, you know, like entrepreneurs, the number of things you have to manage to build the success. And this is the first things we do at RTL, you know, creating the access to this European landscape. Because you know that Europe is not united. The US is united, but not yet Europe, but that's also the future of your people to be different. So we have to guide you step by step in the way to activate on the right moment TV, huge massive solution across media reform. Just quick quiz, you know, in the room. You know, if I take the people from Germany, Ute, Katharina from NBC, ITV, Channel 4 from UK, if I take all the crew, I think you see the crew was there also is here, how many customers today were able to bring you on the table? Just in this room. Just in this room. Just realize that ourselves, I think we can bring you more than million and million of customers, you know, from Europe. So if you take NBC, it's 115 million viewers every day. If you take RTL, it's 115 million viewers every day. Live TV, you have a streaming platform, it's 2 billion impressions by month. It's massive. So that's why we say, look, ABC is our island. So audience is not a problem, customer is not a problem. Content is not a problem because that's what we do. But what we have to do to build up together is the story you have. Because don't forget that at the end of the day, when we broadcast, when we stream, we have to please the viewers, the audience, the people. We have to engage them in saying that the products you have, the innovative products you will bring them, is really fantastic. So that's the basics. You know, that's part of the value of RTL, and that's modestly what we try to do. And we do it since many years. So last time, Rolf, you know, I was mentioning Rolf from Trivago. You know, that was years ago. They were two in the kitchen, and then we started to help him step by step to build up the brand awareness, to build up his story, to broadcast his spot with Uto in Germany, and then we start step by step to grow up with the story of Trivago across regions. And so we have so many people like you. Years ago, you were exactly the same situation. So that's my message. Determination, you know, and determination, that means that ourselves as a media, we need to be really flex, understand, to be in your shoes, and we need to keep in mind that when you spend money, no matter if it's media capital, no matter if it's another creative deals, it's money you spend. And what we know is that when you spend €1 on TV on this world, you get a ROI on short term and long term of 6 to 7. So we know that. So, but we need to convert that. We need to make it happen. So that's why with these guys, this is what I love, with you guys, we can do it. Because you are the future, and that's why it's an ecosystem, and a very positive ecosystem. I wanted to close this speech with also what Diana mentioned. You know, we have a quantity of services because it's not only about deal. It's all about providing you enough services, dedicated service that makes you take the right decision at the right moment on the right market. So we produce, for example, since 31st edition of the Total Productivity Facts. These are exclusive insights coming from everywhere in the world about the media consumption, the TV viewing evolution, the brand creativity, about new formats innovation. That's something we put available for you every year with the big events, with big interviews we run, media landscapes, you know, understanding exactly in each market the way people are consuming media, because it's always different from one market. Thinking about you, competitor, because you are unique, but we need to think about why you are unique, why we should step in the TV world with a creative approach. That's also something we provide, and then having the capability to execute very fast the campaign in each market. So that's what we cover. So it's not only about deal, it's also about services and dedication to you guys. And so I have a last slide. That's the best. That's the best example. So you're looking to today because I wanted to refer to this nice founder of Leader Zero. To me, it's the best brand in the travel category. The best innovative brand, I would say. Because innovation is also one of your recipe. And so he accepted to make an interview in 25 minutes. It's a long interview, so I invite you to download it on the platform because RS is here today with us, so and he will also present his concept. But what I love, and I just disclose some recipes he gave, because he started to run TV in Germany, but also coming from Israel. And that's really very, very interesting because that's exactly what ourselves, we live since many years. You know, first of all, test and learn. I love when you say, don't jump too fast in the swimming pool, or jump, you know, in the swimming pool, but take the cold water.
Take the
cold
water
water
before you jump.
Yeah, so that's very important. So we need to test, fail, react, adjust, and that's also what we have also to do for you, you know, to be enough flexible to guide you in this step-by-step process. So adjusting, easily adjust, and also what I love when you said we need to, when you step in TV, you need to be aware that it's really massive. So you need to be very well prepared. You know, it's not only about your marketing vision, but you need to be in the shoes of the viewers. So you need to adapt your message to these audience because it has a huge impact. So this is what I love when you say that, but you have so many other takeaways and tips to give. So I wanted to close this session and this speech by this new case again that shows that there is a bright future for all of you. So thank you very much, and enjoy the party.
Thank you. I think we actually have we have your interview, Eris, but we'll play another time. So we're coming on to the presentations, but I also wanted to take a couple of seconds to just maybe explain how we got to the 7 companies, because every edition we look at, as I mentioned, hundreds and hundreds of them. There were 47 fully completed applications. We conducted due diligence, but how we get to those 600 companies, obviously, that's probably a very, a crucial ask. It's a lot of work. We look for very specific companies that have a presence in the UK or they want to grow in the UK. Of course, we double down on specific markets, including France and Germany and the US, but we always stretch beyond these geographies. We look for innovative subcategories, new behaviors, and a very important aspect is that this company is at a point where marketing spending is growing and we know we can support and optimize some of the cost. I mentioned 47 companies, and then we drill down to get to 1%. And we have 6 companies presenting tonight. Unfortunately, the 7th one could not make it. And here's how it's going to go. And this is very interesting. So we're going to take a journey with Camplify. As we're listening to some fun children's podcast with Tell Me, to look at some exciting holiday packages, but managing our finances, because we got to keep that in track with Rise Up, staying hydrated with Daily Dose, and then looking at some unique pieces of furniture as we come home with the interior. And on that note, I would like to invite Alistair, Chief Marketing Officer at Camplify, to tell us a bit more about the brand, how they've grown, what they've done in Australia, their plans for the UK, who they're trying to reach, and how. And please make good use of the stage in the back.
Excellent. Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here. I'm Alistair. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer of Camplify. I'm just going to run through a little bit about our business today to give you a bit of a taste of who we are and what we do. So, just don't read on this. But my CEO and CFO just wanted me to not get anyone arrested. So, we are a listed entity on the Australian Stock Exchange. So, anything that I talk about today is not financial advice and could be inappropriate too. So, don't make any decisions based on that. And there will be some questions at the end to make sure you've got all that info.
No, just a second.
Right, yeah, so a little bit about Camplify. We're a platform that connects holiday makers with RV owners. Really simply, we're like a dating agency that connects someone who has a van and someone who's wanting to get together and use that van. Our vision is very much about being a tech-led business. We want to create amazing products that give a seamless experience to our owners and makes it really smooth for holiday makers and hirers to be able to jump on the platform, easily search, book, and then have a great holiday experience. Our mission is to build a number of different products. We started as a peer-to-peer marketplace. We've extended into a range of ancillary businesses now. So insurance is obviously a big part of what we do as well. So we're constantly looking for how we can continue to drive really strong revenue and move from just getting vans on the road more often. Let me just talk to you about the market opportunity. So we operate now across Australia, New Zealand, the Netherlands, Germany, Spain, UK, and Austria. When you have a look at these charts here, the outer ring in teal is the total number of RV registrations in each market. And the section in black is the percentage of RVs that are registered on Camplify or Camplify. When you have a look at the UK, you can see that we're only at 0.3% of the total market. To put that in context, that's about 806,000 vans that we know exist within the UK, and we've currently got about 2,500 who have registered with Camplify. So really simply, there's a big opportunity because many people have spent a considerable amount of money on a van that they use probably about 20 days a year. That's a big investment for something just to be sitting in your driveway. We also know that holidaymakers want to enjoy a caravan and camping experience that doesn't involve being in a tent or a cabin. So we do see that within each of the markets we operate, there's a huge upside. We haven't really scratched the surface, and that's why we're quite excited to further expand and build the brand so that we can get more people to know about us. How our peer-to-peer digital marketplace works. So as I mentioned before, we have RV owners and we have hirers. So really we connect the owners, and when we talk about owners, basically any RV would be described as a van that in some way sleeps someone. So this could be static caravans in the UK, motorhomes, camper vans, rooftop tents, vehicles. So basically as broad as you can go. And then we get those out to people that are looking to book them for a holiday. So in terms of the RV owners, they provide that RV for rent. They have the full freedom and flexibility to list their own pricing, how they want to rent it out. We've got different products from having someone pick the RV up, they can deliver it, they can set it up. We give them that freedom to choose that. And they also set their own pricing as well. So we can give them some direction, but essentially that's their decision to set up the pricing. We then provide them a range of different services. We can also help them purchase insurance and also additional goods and services as well. From a hire side of things, they pay for their rental through our secure platform online. They pay for the rental protection, and they can also purchase additional goods and services. And then what we provide is customer support throughout that experience. So if the hirer has any issues, we help them with that. And then 24/7 roadside assistance, and also rental protection as well. So in terms of what Camplify does, we don't own any of the vans. That's all done through the RV owners. But what we want to do is make sure that across the technology that we provide, as well as our customer service, there's a really good experience for the owners and hirers. Now I want to show you a little video. It's an Australian example, so excuse some of the Aussie jingoisms and different van types, but it talks to the same model.
Dreaming of a road trip or camping getaway, but don't have a caravan? At Camplify, you can hire vans from thousands of local owners all over Australia. Here's how it works. Simply go to camplify.com.au, search for vans in the area your journey begins, and select the dates you want to travel. Once you've found a van, follow the steps and request to book. Don't worry, you don't have to pay at this point. Some owners let you book instantly, which makes the process even quicker. Then you'll be taken to a sign-up page and create your account. Once the booking is confirmed, we'll make sure you're a real person, and then you can make your payment. Now you can pick up your van or get it delivered to you, and after a run-through with the owner, you're ready to hit the road. With 24/7 support included, you can enjoy your trip and simply return the van to the owner when you're done. Safe travels from the Camplify team.
So that doesn't make you want to book a road trip in Australia. I don't know what would. Maybe not the 23-hour flight. Let me tell you a little bit about our customers. So we obviously on both sides of the marketplace talk to different customers. In terms of our hirers, our biggest opportunity is young families. I say young families, essentially it's families with kids. So 35 to probably 55. These often are parents who grew up, maybe they've done some camping in the past, and now that they've got their own children, they're seeing a really big opportunity to kind of reignite that nostalgia. They know that the kids are always on devices. They might be living in London and actually want to get out and explore, but they're not going to go full off the grid. They still want a bit of comfort and safety that's provided through renting out one of our vans. So families is a big opportunity. The second is the empty nesters and retirees. A lot of people think every old person has a van and they're travelling. It's not quite the case, but what we do know is that a lot of people want to travel with their friends who do own a van, so that's another good opportunity for us because it complements and fills those sort of non-peak periods outside school holiday periods. And finally, we do have a good appeal to kind of that 25 to 35 younger audience. They're a lot more flexible in terms of when they're booking trips on a whim versus our families that are very well planned around school holidays. And they're also, we're seeing a big opportunity for across a number of our different regions, maybe surf safaris. In the UK, there's a lot of people who, as Glastonbury gets launched this week, they book their concert tickets for the festivals and then they're booking a camper van on home so that they can have that hiking experience as well. So that's our hirers. Owners, we look at it a bit more from a kind of a need state. So why are they renting out their vans? And I touched before, most van owners across the world use their vans for about 20 days a year. We also know the average time that a van is rented out on Camplify is about 20 days. So this is a really great way that we can kind of double the usage of the vans. So our first is what we call our utilisers. More often than not, they're young families who bought a van for themselves. They have the best intentions that they use it all every school holiday. In reality, they probably use it those sort of 5 to 20 days. So for them, utilising it and getting someone else to use it is a nice way to get some supplementary income. And income is a stream that stretches right through all of these different consumer groups. So being able to earn £600 through having their van go out means that they can put that into some home improvements, school fees, whatever it is. It's kind of just money on the side for them. If you then sort of go from that to the next level up, we have our income seekers. And these are the owners who realise that they've, through not much effort, have been able to start growing a pretty consistent income. And they're starting to get a bit more serious about it. So often we see these van owners are probably buying another van, and they're starting to see that with a bit more effort they can really draw a consistent income. And finally we have what we call our entrepreneurs. These are people who have started with one van, they might have now quit sort of 9 to 5, and they're living permanently off their van, running it as a small to medium-sized business. And what we see is about 50% of our bookings in the UK come from 20% of our owners. So we do see that there's a really sticky group here of these owners that deliver a great experience, and we're doing a lot more work with them as well. In terms of just talking about our marketing and our distribution strategy, from an owner side of things, as I touched on before, the big thing is cash is king. So we do a lot around own, earn and paid, but traditionally our paid activity here has been very much around Google and Meta. We support that with some really good PR, which is very much around the owner earning story. So how much people have made is something that, getting different demographic sort of case studies there is something that works quite well. And it's a really good PR story too, this whole sort of miraculous story of helping UK families offset the cost of living through renting out their van. It's something that time and time again gets picked up. From a hirer side of things, we do a lot more work around sort of stimulating that inspiration of why a road trip or a camping holiday is so much fun. So we have a really beautiful palette of things to play with of people getting out and about in the outdoors. Again, it's worked very much traditionally in most of our business units. We've been very digital acquisition heavy. But I guess what's exciting now is we've started to, in some of our markets like Australia, invest more heavily above the line, and we've seen a really strong uplift there. So big opportunity for us. The more people that know about us, we can then start to convert them through other digital channels. Brand partnerships is something that's also been quite successful for us. In early stages of the business, it's about working with similar-minded brands. So it might be Billabong doing a surf promotion. It might be working with brands that work in the camping space. Helping to give away trips is just a nice simple way that we can get ourselves into those audiences, and from a cost position it's very effective for us to get out there. And then we've also done a lot around the social and influencer. I guess a lot of brands are doing stuff in this space, but this has actually really helped us from a content perspective. We've got people out every day in a van. We've worked with a lot of really good creators so that they can do our marketing for us in terms of content creation. And as you can see, it's really beautiful work that they create that we put through the rest of the funnel. And finally, PR has been something that's done a really good job both on the owner and the hirer side of things. If you take one thing away from today around Camplify, it's a really successful and well-loved platform. The problem is not enough people know about it. And PR has been a really great way that we've been able to get owners to know about us, but also hirers. So specifically in Australia, we've done a really great job, and in the UK also, our agency over here really started to cut through with the Camplify story. In terms of our revenue model, just to give you a taste of that, you can see there's basically two main streams. That's three main streams, sorry. About 75% of our revenue comes from the commission that we take off all the hirers' bookings. We also then have a different number of products that we sell, so accident reduction and some upgrades around insurance. And from an owner's perspective, we're basically taking a commission across each of those bookings. So a pretty good sustainable revenue model that we have across all of our different business units. When we look at Europe, I guess the reason we're quite excited here is it's a large market. Recently we've acquired a business called Camper that operates across Germany, Austria and Netherlands. But just in terms of some of the big numbers, you can see here in the UK, 806,000 vans, of which, as touched on before, there's only 2,500 on Camplify. By increasing that awareness and getting them to know about why Camplify exists, that's a huge opportunity. But across mainland Europe, we've got 5.6 million privately owned RVs. There's 345 days per year that these RVs remain underutilised. So they're sitting in driveways, sitting in storage. That's a huge opportunity. Being able to earn £10,000 a year through just a little bit of work is something that ultimately as an industry, we want people to not sell their vans, we want them to use them more often because then everyone wins. Only 0.4% of all vans are on rental platforms today. We know that those small number that is on there are really enjoying it. They're the ones that are actually buying a second, third, and they're actually getting better use out of it and making money as well. And when we have a look at new RV registrations, so that's actually growing 20% CAGR. So the market is still growing. So we see Europe as a really big opportunity for us to further grow. Another opportunity that we're quite excited by too, we've recently acquired a business called Rent-A-Tent down in Australia. They provide mass tent distribution through festivals and emergency accommodation as well. So that's something that we're also seeing as a huge opportunity when you look at those big music festivals, Glastonbury, etc. Being able to have a model that we can actually start to extend our offer from just caravans and motorhomes into tent solutions as well. In terms of what it looks like for the next sort of 3 to 5 years, currently we're sitting at about $48 million in terms of group revenue. 3 to 5 year target is getting that up to 125. Our group fleet, currently we've got about 33,000 vans on the platform, and we see we'll be able to get that up to 71,000. Camper Plus, which is our premium model, so this is almost like a SaaS product, so our premium members pay to list their van, and we then give them preferential search, other value adds in terms of lower commission, etc. Currently just under 5,000, and the goal is we'll get that up to 20,000. And from an EBITDA perspective, we have been trading at a loss as we've been driving strong growth. 3 to 5 year window gets us back into gets us into a profitable position at 20%. In terms of key people, lots of names and faces on here. We have a global board that brings a range of experience across travel and technology, and then a global executive, most of which are based here in Australia, and then we've got some key people up here in Europe as well. So very stable as a listed business. There's obviously a lot of requirements to make sure we've got the right people in the right roles, which we do. So in terms of our ask, we're going to be a little bit different to some of the other founders that you'll hear from today. Given we are listed, it's not as straightforward, but I guess the opportunity here is that as an ASX listed platform, we obviously are a liquid traded stock. You can have a look at where we've sat basically for the last 12 months. We've got as high as $2.29 Aussie. Currently we're sitting at about $1 and there's 69 million shares on offer, so you can do the maths on that. What we are looking for is media investors, so investors looking to take a strategic position in a growing digital tourism business that has a big operation in the UK, and we see the UK as a big opportunity. I guess the third point here is we know that this is a proven pathway with other marketplace examples. So there's some other Aussie companies that have done a really good job of using media for equity and especially expanding to the UK. So we see that in their Tasker as an example of what we want to replicate. And finally, investors looking for a scale upside in the UK. So we are looking for partners that we can potentially develop at a local business unit, a profit share model. And I guess what I'd say is there's a bit more complexity. So Justin, who's our founder and CEO, can have any of those conversations to just talk through what that looks like. So that is it for me. So hopefully now you have a little bit more of an understanding around Camplify, peer-to-peer marketplace, connecting owners and hirers. The UK is a massive opportunity for us, and we're really excited about potentially working with you.
Going straight into the next, and I would like to invite Vera on stage to tell you a bit about Tell Me.
Hello everyone, my name is Veronique and I am the founder and CEO of Tell Me. Tell Me is an audio podcast creation app for children, and we empower kids' voices and interests. But before I dive into it, I'll invite you to listen to kids themselves.
Kids like me love being creative. We've got so much to say, but we don't always get to share our voices. This is Tell Me, the world's first podcast app by kids, for kids, approved by the grown-ups.
Hi, I'm Veronique, founder here at Tell Me. I was blown away by the power of podcasting for kids when my daughter Anu started creating her own mini podcast.
Hi, my name is Luke and I'm 6 years old. I started creating podcasts when I couldn't get to school because of COVID. In my podcast, I talk about movies, books, experiments.
As soon as I finished that book, I would go to the iPad and then start recording the podcast.
If you're a parent who wants to encourage your kids to express themselves creatively, then an app like Tell Me is just such a safe and fun and easy, engaging way to get kids involved.
We are on an exciting journey to build the world's first podcast creation platform for kids by kids.
I would love you to join us!
I'll never beat her. Can I quickly ask who's got children in their lives here? Did you know that oral communication is one of the strongest predictors of success in life? But unfortunately, many children do not have the opportunity to develop these crucial life skills. Especially those children from low-income families who are 60% more likely to have underdeveloped oral skills and who are also 3 times more likely to be actively disengaged in class. So we have designed Tell Me to bridge this gap by empowering children to think, talk, and listen, and offer them a safe platform, engaging and educational one, to let them develop this very important skill set. Let me show you what our products look like. Actually, just give it, yeah. So I'll show you how this works, how we make kids think, talk, and listen, and empower them with podcasts. This is how it works on Tell Me. So a child would choose a topic that they're interested in or that they're learning at school. They will access prompts that will help them structure their podcast. They will record their voice. And then they will personalize their podcast with music, picture, and episode information. Then they will submit their podcast for approval. And then once the parents or the teacher has approved, the podcast is then featured in a playlist accessible for a class or group. At home, at school, in museum, children often say that they feel happy, proud, and confident. And they want to do this again. simply because they see that hard work pays off. So today, we've got on the platform about 1,000 podcasts created by 500 children. Early research shows that 90% of children reported that they feel more motivated to engage in topics, and 75% feel they're more confident speaking in public as well. Then we also saw fast adoption from parents and strong support from teachers. 90% of parents who signed up to Tell Me did it because they wanted to empower their kids' confidence and communication skills. 10% of them paid a subscription. And we've got strong support from schools. A surge of schools actually raised interest over the summer. And we now have 4 schools keen to pilot, and we're starting with the first one in a few weeks. Now, who's our user? We've got children who are, we call thoughtful creators. They are shy, a bit shy, introverted, might have learning differences. They will benefit from personalized learning environment. They would like to learn in their own pace. Then we also have the social explorers. They are children who are extroverted, curious, sociable. They are eager to share their point of view. You probably know a few of them in each category. And our customers are proactive parents who are tech-savvy, education-focused. They are looking for ways to support their children, prepare their children for the future. They also value communication skills and confidence a lot. Then you've got teachers and school trusts who are looking to improve engagement in the classroom and roll out overseas education practically. Our business model builds on sustainable impact and growth with B2C revenue coming from parents and B2B revenue coming from schools, and school also being a B2B2C channel that will bring more families to us. We've so far validated Tell Me's traction with museums, festivals, podcasting classes, with partners as well. We partnered with Sandbox, an education platform, and converted about 12% into paid users from the sample that we had. We also went through organic social outreach, and now are piloting with schools to validate our product with them, so that we're going to be ready soon to scale with schools and with families. We are going to do this with paid social, but also TV ads, out of home, and we are going to tap into our network effect. We believe that we can get great referrals from parents and teachers. Now, Flipgrid and Soundtrap are both companies that's been acquired by Microsoft and Spotify, respectively. One is a video sharing platform, and the other one is a music production platform. So both of them have offered schools podcasting tools, but they lack the educational focus that is needed to support oral communication and to engage students in the right way. They are positioning more as creative products. Now, Tell Me is purpose-built. We are the first to go to market with a product that is an audio-focused, education-focused, kids-focused, to support the development of oral communication. Now, we also benefit from the investment that Spotify has made in the last few years in kids audio. We also benefit from the rise of smart audio players. I don't know if you've heard of them, the Yoto, Luni, Tonybox. These players who have absolutely boomed the kids audio segment. And this is the right time. 5 years ago, it might not have been the right time for Tell Me, but today it is. And it is also because society needs confident communicators. Democracy needs that as well. RSC education is becoming very important in the curriculum. It's being prioritized and supported by the Labour Party. And children are very eager to share to express themselves as well. And then on the other hand, you've got like parents who are seeking safe, meaningful, skill-building platforms that are alternatives to social media. So we tap into a really big market. It's the K-12 edtech space that is projecting to be that's heading to $132 billion in 2032, and we project to obtain a small chunk of it, not even 1%, $92 million, and now that converts into 3 million children users, which is about even less than 3% of our serviceable and addressable market. I bring 15 years of experience as an executive founder and also as a strategy consultant at EY. I now landed 40 plus partnerships at Unilever with innovative technology startups. I'm a mom of 2. Luke is adding 20 years in product, UX and UI, and strong expertise in audio platform creation. Also that. Now, we are very excited to have brought some fantastic experts in the industry, in the audio space and education space, with some very exciting announcement coming soon. So, if there's any SCIS investors in this room, we still have a round open for angel investors that will go into the development of our school validated product. And in next year, Q2, we will be raising $1.5 million to scale. And I'll be very excited to build these relationships in advance for this round. So thank you very much. I'll be here for the drinks later, and I hope to speak to you soon. This is a QR code that you can scan to connect with me on LinkedIn. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, shifting gear now to a different tech. Please welcome Eris from Holiday Heroes.
Okay, hi everyone. First of all, thank you very much, Diana and the team, for the last weeks and so on. Was amazing. Yeah, so I'm here to present Holiday Heroes, and I'm going to take you a little bit on our journey. So we're a Tel Aviv and Munich-based travel tech startup, and here today, I'm here to speak about Holiday Heroes. Holiday Heroes is introducing a new, fresh holiday booking experience for the next generation of travelers. And not only that we build a new way to book holiday, is that we dare to do it completely different from all other players. And then the question now, all the investors in the room are saying, okay, travel tech, too much players, too complicated, it's a crowded industry. Why? We think we can do it. So first of all, I will take a little bit, just a second on our journey. What I'm going to present here with Holiday Hero, that's just the top of the iceberg. Below the water, there is a lot of experience behind us. Experience in travel, experience in go-to-market, experience in operating travel. And only when you have all of that, you can dare to do what others even don't dare to try. And that's Holiday Hero, and that's our story. So, you all recognize those apps, yeah? You all recognize them, all look the same, do the same. Okay, when it comes to book your holiday, you all face the traditional search-driven experience. I think it's the only industry, by the way, that you still search. Because music, you don't search, you go to Spotify. Content, you don't search, you go to Instagram, you go to Facebook, that's what you do, you don't search. And travel, you still search. So when you first approach your travel, you just get paralyzed in front of those boxes here that you need now to fill. But when I want to go to holidays, what do I feel? Okay, I want to go to, I don't know, I want to spend time on the beach. I want to be in a city. And that's currently the experience that traveler. But this when research are showing that 61% of travelers are flexible on destination and day. And more than 70%, 76% are frustrated when there's no personalization. And it becomes even much more when we talk about Gen Z. We all know this lazy generation. They want everything now, immediately. Okay, they don't have time to search and to spend time on it. They want it now. Okay, so so discovery and personalization in travel just stay unsolved. And we're facing the fifth generation disruption in travel. I'm proud to introduce a paradigm shift, the world's first booking platform without a search. So we designed it around a personalized feed. We didn't invented the personalized feed, right? You have it on, again, on Spotify, on Instagram, you have it, you're used to it. That's what we're using all day. Now it's time also to have the same experience for travel. What we did is that we merged the inspiration into the booking. So it's no longer about where do I go and when. It's all about what do I want to do. That's the big difference today. I want to live an experience. People just thinking of living an experience, and I don't care where. And that's exactly what's behind the idea of just taking out, and that's what we dare to do, and that's what makes us unique. So how does it work? Because travel, I don't know if you're familiar with travel, is one of the most fragmented industry. Lots of airline, low-cost airline. This airline have different bags. The bag is small. You can bring only a Samsonite. You can bring only a Delzi. It's completely insane the number of information we need to have about travel. It's just insane. And what we did, and that was the first challenge. And that's not only 2 years with Holiday Hero. That's a big background. Before that, what we did is that we standardized all this information. That was the first layer of our platform. We standardizing all this information, bringing all the supply, flight, hotel, all the services in a single platform, in the same way. Then we build a second layer of an algorithm that is going to match and build the combination of flight and hotel. So a lot of data, learning, building a great value offer. Every point of time, we have more than 100 million different holiday combinations that are ready to be booked. So we analyze availability and we analyze price for the holiday. And we're talking about billions of combination, and finally we're creating millions of available offers. Then the user starts by defining the preference. So it's simple onboarding. The simple onboarding, who I am, what I'm looking, what type of holiday I want to have. And it's not about where, it's about the what, again. How many nights I want to spend, and people are super flexible. It's just amazing to see. We're seeing this experience of people that are entering. They're starting thinking about a destination. They're going to end up completely in a different destination. Do I want a beach holiday? Do I want to look for a city holiday? And then, and then in less than 10 seconds, and I invite you, by the way, when I'm done, to get to holidayheroes.com and count 2 seconds. Okay, you're going to see. We worked a lot with that, by the way. So in less than 2 seconds, our algorithm served a live feed of dynamically created, personalized holiday. So we need to match the user profile to the right destination, So first of all, the perfect combination of flight to hotel in the right destination, because if I want to go in December and I want to have the sun because I want great weather, it's not the same destination in August to have a great weather. So it's all about matching the perfect combination of flight, because if I'm flying for 3 days, and the best flight, the best price is in the evening and coming back in the morning, it just doesn't make sense. Why? Because I want to spend full days. So the platform will bring you the right flight, so you don't have to spend hours and add money. Because it's very nice that brand, I don't want to mention brand, but it's very nice that some brand will give you an amazing offer. But with 16-hour flight from London to Budapest, we saw that today, okay? we did it together today, right? Okay, I'm not bringing, okay? We did a test today, and we got amazing offer for Budapest with one of the big travel players, 16 hours. So I said, okay, let's walk. It's better to do. But it's all about getting the perfect combination of flight to hotel, then the best dates, because the difference in prices you can have for the same hotel with the same flight sometimes, it's just amazing for one day. Now, how do you know it? You don't know it. You're just going to go and put dates and get price, but you don't know that if you fly the day before, it's going to cost you like 30%, 40%, and that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to give you the visibility of an entire calendar to understand. And the third thing is the best comfort. Okay, so what is the best comfort? I want to fly with a trolley, I want to fly with a bag, all of that to allow you, the user, to decide how do you want to fly, what's the comfort. And last thing, my preferred terms. So I need it to be flexible because I'm not sure, so I want to be able to cancel. I want the best price, so because I don't have a problem because I'm flying this weekend. And we reach, and it just worked. It works. 82% perfect match based on user profile, and that's for more than 100,000 travelers. We have over 100,000 happy travelers since we launched. Just to, we're super excited to see our audience. So the user are 65% below 40, 41% below 30. We have couples, we have families, we have group of friends, we have solo travelers. It's for everyone. Those who just want a weekend and those who take their summer holiday vacation. And one of the things that personally very excites me is that we sold more than 73 different destinations. Everyone is talking about over-tourism, the big topic in travel. Over-tourism is it's not having a lot of people to travel, because we all want people to travel, right? Over-tourism is about having a lot of people in the same time at the same date. That's the problem. That's why in Spain or in Mallorca, we saw what happened this summer in Mallorca, right? No one, the local weren't happy to see so much. But the reason is because the tour operator and all the travel industry is just sending the same flight, charter flight, to the same place at the same date. But that's not what the traveler wants. Okay, so it's all about open the mind, open your mind to new destination. Batumi, we also saw it today. In Georgia, amazing destination. But you don't think about it, but when you need to approach a booking engine, you need to put, so Palma de Mallorca. It's just easy. When you're in Germany, you put up Palma de Mallorca because that's what everyone is saying. But when you don't have to put a destination, that's where your exploration starts. And that's what we're pushing, and we took it as a mission to fight against this over-tourism. We cracked it on mobile. The benchmark in the market for packages is only 20% on mobile. We reached 60% booking with an average basket of almost $2,000 per basket on mobile. So we started in February 2022. The first market we launched was in Israel. Israel is a small but very big market when we talk about travelers. It's a mid-sized, 10 million travelers a year. It's a mid-sized European market. We had access and we had amazing traction with 80 million in gross booking value. Business model is quite simple. 10% on each package sold on the platform. We reached more than 3 million users, 40,000 transactions. And this year, we're going to reach 40 million in gross booking with 4 million in revenue. While our business is affected with everything, with the geopolitical situation in Israel, of course, we had amazing traction, and then that's where we were that's where we were. So this is a bit of seasonality. Despite those challenges, because there's no startup without challenges, and we have made great challenges, I must say. Despite those challenges, we decided to launch in Germany, partnering with RTL. Despite that, we decided to launch. We launched, in June, last June, the first TV campaign in Germany, we saw amazing traction, although it was a test campaign, but we saw amazing traction and we saw the growth. And that brings me to the go-to-market. So our go-to-market strategy lies on building brand. You cannot expect for a reasonable customer acquisition cost if you don't control the upper funnel. And that's something that we proved that work. We started in Israel, partnering with Keshet, which is the leading media company in Israel. First of all, controlling the top of funnel. First of all, the awareness, and then that allows us to reach very, very strong unit economics. So the first thing we do in the market, we partner with media groups, building together, working together to build the brand, and then, of course, influencer, social media, and performance marketing that comes at the second phase, supporting the brand. And that's result, and that's very, very important. I'm always discussing with startups and saying, yeah, but the problem with media is how do you quantify what you get? At the end, you quantify it by your conversion rate that doubles in 2 years, our strong growth in repeat customer, OTA in the travel. The benchmark is around 8 to 10% repeat customer. We reached 26%, and we are on the way to reach 30% repeat customers that are coming back. Once you experience the platform, you come back. And a rapid decline in customer acquisition. We started with 250 customer acquisition costs because that's one of the biggest challenge of the industry. And we end up below $100 in terms of customer acquisition cost. And that's the result of the mixed marketing of building a brand and then performance marketing. But all of us, we have one secret sauce in our company. That's our secret sauce. Okay, nothing else. No technology. Everything can be duplicated. This cannot be duplicated. There's an amazing team behind, all of them coming from travel. Executive that comes from Expedia, Castle Wagonly, eDreams, LastMinute.com, that join us during the COVID time when there was no travel and no one hired a person. We hired the best of them in order to build the next generation and to understand how will people will book travel. So next step for us, we currently on we're raising 10 million now to double down on German market opportunity, supported by RTL. We just want to continue what we started. And before expanding to the UK and France, so first of all, capitalize on the media partnership that we're building, boosting our investment in product and technology, and scale the organization. Our plan is 1.3 billion in gross booking value and 160 million revenue by 2028. It's totally doable. We're talking about the market that is growing 8% year on year, the segment of packages, and we're talking about the market in Europe that is going to reach 350 billion travel market only in Europe. And now the question that you're all asking, how come there was no slide about AI? Crazy, huh? So no worry, because we have AI. So the next generation, so we're 15% of our users are already using AI when they want to book their holiday on our platform. And I'm proud to introduce here the next generation. So it's all about, I think you recognize a little bit the user interface, but it's all about saying, I want to go to the weekend with my wife to Europe, and then immediately the platform will give you a result. And we're the only one that will give immediately result. They won't ask questions. I want to go in Europe. Most of them will ask you, where do you want to go? Paris. Okay, and then we're going to give you, we don't ask questions. We give you immediately result. The platform will learn what you do. Now, the question is that I want luggage. All the package network is luggage. Again, we're learning where you stop, what you like, what you don't like, what you don't want to see. Okay, so once you like an offer, we're gonna learn, we're gonna keep it, and the platform is going to be more and more personalized on your next visit. Then you want to add a luggage, you're gonna add a luggage, and all the rates will be luggage. You want it to be flexible, no problem. We're gonna make all your offer flexible. Okay, so only the Euros Flex will just add it to your packages, and all of that to allow you to have your proper assistant to book your holiday, so you don't have to spend days and weeks doing that. Our vision is to become the Europe trusted holiday booking platform for Gen Z and millennials, but not only. We want to take it also into the experience. So if you want to see a football game, if you want to see a concert, people want to see a concert somewhere, they don't care where. I just want to go and see an event, a big event. I don't care where. Boom, they're going to have all the events in. The idea is also to take it deeper into the destination content. Why do you suggest me to go to Malta, or why in this period it is amazing to go to Dubai? For example, all of that also will be added on our roadmap on the next step. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lars. All right, let's see if we have some money to spend on travel. Moving on to Rise Up. Sorry. Yes.
Great. Who knows exactly how much you spend on coffee or shopping every month? So I'm Zitubin, head of UK at Rise Up. We help people manage their money and answer these types of questions. Rise Up is on a mission to make it easy for anyone to enjoy financial well-being. We've understood that disposable income is the most important factor when it comes to financial well-being. Unfortunately, we are now seeing the biggest drop in the last 70 years in disposable income. And obviously, disposable income is how much money is left at the end of the month for you to play with or save. On top of this drop, we have fragmentation. I've met someone last week who had 13 different financial apps on their phone. Now, when you're trying to make sense of where you stand, it's almost impossible when you have so many sources of data. This is the challenge that Rise Up solves. Imagine having one simple view, right, where you can see all your accounts and cards with only the relevant information and insights. The Rise Up app allows you to connect all your accounts and cards and get one simple number. Our models predict your disposable income and help you make good financial decisions. We also use WhatsApp, which is highly, highly effective. Instead of getting the customers to come to us, we meet them where they are, where they make their everyday conversations. We're also believe in creating good and enjoyable money habits. So we created the Rise Up Daily, which takes 2 minutes a day and gives you a spotlight only on what you need to know. We have a supportive community of people like yourself who are sharing what's working for them and act as a source for motivation. And we make it extremely easy to move money. Because eventually, when you improve disposable income, it's all about helping the customers create more assets and make good decisions. And our product impact is amazing. Our customers manage to improve their disposable income by almost £400 a month, every month on average, within 6 months of joining Rise Up. We have a community of over 110,000 people globally. Nearly a third of our customers managed to save for the first time within 6 months of joining, and 42% of them turned that saving into a monthly habit. that is something that happens every single month. We realized that this improvement in disposable income is immense when partners started to come to us. Because increased disposable income equals better affordability, and it could be a reduced default risk, an increased amount invested, or monthly savings. We can distribute through almost any financial partners because we can create value in any money flow. I'll give you an example of how eToro benefits from partnering with us. So, RiseUp AI system helps eToro engage their customers via a simple email that they send. Their customers connect their account and immediately receive personalized insights that help them improve their disposable income and turn that improvement or move it back to their investments with eToro. Now, this flow essentially also serves as RiseUp top of funnel because we convert the customers to our subscription product. Let me show you how it looks like at scale. So we identify the partner's KPI. We onboard their customers based on a specific need with zero integration. We create an enriched customer profile. Then our engine generates personalized experiences on the fly to improve that KPI. We can scale really quickly this way, and the partners get zero integration, it's completely risk-free, and we enable them to activate open banking AI. We partner with investing platforms, saving platforms, lending platforms. It's really, really quickly. So it also expands our revenue engines. The first one is partnerships, like with eToro, where the partner purchases a token to give RiseUp to their customers. The second one is subscription, which is the full RiseUp subscription, which could be paid by the customer, but can also be paid by the partner. And the third is payment initiation, where we get a transaction fee whenever the customer moves money through RiseUp. Partnerships drive our growth motions. In 2024, this year, we are starting to scale in the UK and through partnerships. We improve the partners' revenue and business and convert their customers to our full subscription. This is our team, a rockstar team across all domains. And we have fantastic investors around the table. Our ask is help us partner with the right partner. For B2B2C partnerships, we're looking for financial institutions or any money flow that you think is relevant. We would love to get connected with your network. We're also looking for strategic media partners that can help us grow and expand. We make the money conversation happen, and we make it very easy. We also have an exceptional campaign around women and money. We would love to talk to you specifically about that. We are the magic wand that helps people manage their money and grow it, and help us grow the magic. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, moving on to Daily Dose. Please meet George. Okay.
Cheers.
Thank you. Sorry, just 1 second. Bit of a technical challenge. Sorry, Joy, should come up in any second. Ești pe alt desktop. Era desktop-ul. Și mi-a desktop-ul. Sorry about that.
No problem. Thank you for having us here tonight, Diana. We're the probably least technologically advanced business in the room today. We're a juice manufacturer, so I get excited by machinery and creating delicious juices. But we are the largest cold pressed juice manufacturer in the UK. Talk to you today about how I started the business, the journey, where we are today, and sort of where we want to get to in the future. So we're the only business in the UK that, in our category, that manufactures in-house with end-to-end distribution. We work with quality products and have the flexibility and ability to be first to market. I started the business back in 2016 after graduation from university. Packed my bags, came home, and announced to my mum that I was going to turn her kitchen into a manufacturing site, which was thrilled about. Started with a small domestic juicer that I bought on eBay, creating juices and selling them to local cafes and restaurants across South London. Very quickly realised we needed to move out the kitchen and raise some money using crowdfunding. So we raised £125,000 through Crowdcube, which allowed us to set up a small facility in Battersea and Vale Arch, 1,500 square foot facility, where we were making juices all day, every day, 7 days a week, delivering to local cafes and restaurants. In 2019, we took on board some angel investment, which allowed us to set up our first production site. It was a disused chicken processing factory, which had all the fridges and white walls and flooring and drainage at the site. And we converted it into a juice factory. It was at this point we installed automated filling and HPP, which stands for high pressure processing, which I'll talk to you about on the next slide. Throughout 2020 saw growing demand, moving from supplying exclusively out-of-home customers to grocery, and also starting to expand private label. Last year we took on a new facility in a place called Corby, which is in the Midlands, 90,000 square foot chilled facility, where we installed a second HPP machine and faster automated filling lines. And now this year we're looking to expand Daily Dose as a brand. We're working with a design agency to rebrand the business, having taken on venture capital investments about 18 months ago, and then again 6 months ago. So what is HPP? HPP stands for high pressure processing. It's a shelf life extension method that's non-thermal. So traditionally, juices, smoothies, health shots are heated up using heat pasteurization, which essentially kills the product. So we at Daily Dose describe those as dead products, and products that use HPP as alive products. So the juices or smoothies, in their final packaging in their bottles, go into a water chamber. The chamber is closed, and then water is pumped into that chamber to increase the pressure to 6,000 bars, which is the equivalent of about 8 times the deepest part of the ocean. At that pressure, no bacteria can survive, so the enzymes are denatured, and essentially the bacteria levels are reduced by about 10 times. And then over the course of the shelf life, bacteria levels return to the level they were when they were into the machine, resulting in a much, much higher quality product. So you can't taste the difference between fresh juice going into the machine and when it comes out of the machine. There are only 7 HPP machines in the UK. It's quite a new technology for the UK, and the UK is quite far behind the curve when it comes to HPP products. We have 2 of the machines, including the largest machine. But when you look at the availability of HPP products compared to our counterparts in Europe, the States, and Australia, we're far, far behind the curve. But there are brands in the UK like Holy Moly Guacamole, Mockingbird Juices, Moju, and as well as Daily Dose, who are utilising HPP to introduce high quality, low processed products. And I think the trend of moving away from ultra high processed foods is not going anywhere and will only increase. Here's a selection of some of our juices. We produce a wide variety of juices under the Daily Dose brand and private label, including shots, everything from apple and orange juice down to mixes with beetroot, carrots, ginger, and greens. This year, we're excited that we're going through brand refresh with a marketing agency or a branding agency called Big Fish, who've done brands like Molten Salt, Brothers Cream, Sixsmith, Pookie, and Freddy's Flowers. And this point on, it's real focus on growing Daily Dose as a brand. At the moment, we're at 50-50 private label Daily Dose branded. Daily Dose launched into Waitrose a year ago. We're launching into 2 more retailers over the next 6 months. and currently supply nearly every retailer in the UK through private label or daily days. Why manufacturing in the UK? As I said, we are the largest cold press juice manufacturer in the UK, which is fairly surprising because we're not that big. But no one really does any manufacturing in the UK when it comes to juice. So we do it because we want to be the highest in quality. We looked at outsourcing, we couldn't find a partner who'd be able to make it at the same quality we make it. Minimal reliance on third parties. We have multiple lines made to use backup lines if we have any issues. Also sustainability, which I'll come on to slightly later, but we work with local British farmers sourcing wonky produce that would otherwise go to waste. And then at the end of the process, all of the pulp that's left over goes to an anaerobic digester to create biofuel, and the byproduct of that anaerobic digestion process is fertilizer, which then goes back to the farmers to grow more fruits and vegetables. Improved NPD and agility, so we spend a lot of time looking at what's going on in the States, in Europe, and in Australia, who are further ahead when it comes to the juice category, and try to stay ahead of the curve, looking at things like juice fortification, probiotics, prebiotics, and vitamins, and then also improved shelf life. Nearly all juices you can buy in the UK, like Innocent, Naked, Tropicana, are manufactured in mainland Europe and shipped across to the UK, meaning that they have worse shelf life, bigger carbon footprint, and they use heat treatment, which means a lower quality. Some other beliefs, so manufacturing locally, unlike most competitors who manufacture in mainland Europe. Our mission is to create the best tasting juice available on the UK market and to be best in class when it comes to taste and sustainability. Produce everything in-house, so everything we make is done in-house, from procuring all the ingredients. We're about to install a new bottle blowing line, which is very exciting, which means we're making all our bottles in-house, and then also manufacturing the juice and even the delivery. We have our own refrigerated vehicles. And then being serious about sustainability, mentioned that we work with our local farmers in the area. We even hired one of our farmers, who's now COO, who was our carrot supplier, who shoots everyone's ear off about carrots in the office. Where from? Do a sustainability report on consumers' perception of how sustainable brands are, and they go sort of classically top. And it's quite surprising to see brands like Innocent come so low down when they talk so much about sustainability. Here are some of the locations to get some of our products from. From Lincolnshire, cucumbers from Cambridge, spinach from Yorkshire, berries from the South Coast, and all of our apples come from Kent. Most of our customers are women, about 79% of them, from the ages of 25 and 45, people who are interested in plant-based diets, people who are experimental with their diets, and conscientious consumers. Our revenue growth, so started 100k in Mom's Kitchen, and now we are at 11 million this year, with option revenue for next year of about 17 million. There's been quite a lot of activity fairly recently in the juice segment. It's been quite a sterile, stale part of the supermarket for quite a long time, with sort of Innocent coming in maybe 15 years ago and shaking it up and not really doing much to innovate the market. We've seen Britvic purchase the brand Plenish, Coca-Cola obviously bought Innocent, Mockingbird bought by an Australian company like Health Foods, and in America there's been a bit more activity with Evolution Juice, who are a cold press juice manufacturer, supplying Starbucks, and it was bought by Starbucks, and then a few private label deals in Europe with Bundesliga and Co-Beverage Lab in Spain. Thank you.
All right, we're down to the final presentation. Please welcome the interior, Sandrine.
Hello, I'm Sandrine. That's my cat, Missy Foo. We've all been there, getting lost in the maze of a giant blue and yellow warehouse. Having 5 bags, which are cheap and cheerful virtually, but let's be honest, just never feel very special. 10 years ago, I was exactly at that place. I had just moved from a fatigue shortage to my house in Islington, my dream home. And I wanted something different. I wanted something unique that would make my new home feel special. So I started looking, but after spending 3 months finding the perfect yellow chair to match my cat's height, I thought, why is it so difficult? So that's how I made a decision to quit my job in finance, learn to code, starting time. Imagine a world where we choose unique character over commodity, where we choose sustainability and durability over fast consumption, where we choose pre-loved over buying new. This is not just aspirational, this is happening. More and more consumers are looking for durable, long-lasting options and rejecting the throwaway culture. And if you look at the size of the opportunity, the furniture resale market is worth 22 billion and growing fast. Yet only 2% of all consumer spend is also on hand goods. It's a huge untapped opportunity. And it's not just a trend, because 70% of consumers plan to buy pre-loved this year. And it's not really surprising. Let's take this example. You could spend £500 on a new sofa, wait for 4 months for it to be delivered, if it's not stuck in the Red Sea, generate 90 kilograms of CO2. That's like driving 600 kilometers or eating, I don't know how many people, but a lot. And see it lose 70% of its value the day it's delivered. If you buy second hand on the other hand, then you can save 40%. It gets delivered this week and you have no carbon. So at Interior, our vision is clear: to make buying and selling second-hand furniture as easy as ordering a book online. And we are building the marketplace to make it happen. Today, we are the UK leader, and we are removing the hassle for UK consumers to buy and sell furniture. But everyone can access unique, sustainable furniture for their home. And it's very simple. Sell a list in a few clicks, and we handle the rest. We send, we pick up, we deliver with insured delivery, and no wrapping is needed. And buyers can buy with peace of mind thanks to our buyer protection, and get it delivered within a week. So today, Interior is Europe's largest selection of vintage, antique, and pre-loved goods. Across 25 styles and 100 categories, we have 15,000 sellers across 30 countries in Europe. It's never been easier to find the perfect piece for you. And Interior is at the circular economy in action. Everything is pre-loved, there is no carbon emission, and we have carbon offset all of them. Our audience obviously love interiors, not a surprise here. They seek the unique, they value sustainability, and our fans include affluent homeowners, global creatives, and interior designers. And we've been really great at connecting with them. We know how to reach them. And our playful content on social media, with influencers as well, have managed to connect with over 500,000 people on Instagram. And this year's only, our content has reached over 100 million impressions. Beyond digital, we've also connected with our audience directly with meaningful partnerships, like in-person activation at Selfridges. We've also done a collaboration with Powerball with an exclusive collection of upcycled goods. For the trade, interior designer, property developers, we are the sustainable partner of choice. And this installation at the garage show our commitment to circularity. Maybe you have seen it over the past 2 years. We've been poking at our Swedish friends and championing buying pre-loved over fast furniture. And this campaign over 2 years have allowed us to triple our brand awareness. More recently, we have launched our first Iliad in September after our partnership with Channel for Ventures, thanks Binet, and guided with our creative advisor Sana Morris, ex-chief creative officer at Amazon. We have created an ad that's called 5.9 on the scale of 1 to 5 on System 1, indicating the highest long-term brand potential. So I want to share the ad with you and see what you think.
This Interior sofa is no what you get everywhere else sofa. These shelves didn't roll off a Swedish production line. And no one can say, I've got that to this. In fact, this is a sumptuous 1930s Melder chair of Interior limited edition of 1, and definitely more you. And with thousands of unique pieces, find your you at Interior.
So this ad shows how unique interior is, and it's voiced by the legendary Bill Nye, and is really driving impact. Since we launched, we've seen acquisition, seller sign-up more than double. So we are very excited about it. Our business model is just as strong. We are a marketplace, we are not a retailer. We connect buyers and sellers directly, and we take 25% of all transaction value. So that's going through seller commission, buyer service fee, and managed delivery. And that without having to deal with the hassle of having inventory or having to operate in a warehouse. It's a very asset-light business model, very easy to scale, it doesn't cost a lot, and we also have a premium offering which have allowed us to increase our take rate over time. It's driving a lot of loyalty as well, over 40% of our revenue coming from repeat customers. And also we have, as marketplace, huge network effect. So more sellers means a richer inventory, which drive more buyers who are happy and spend more and more and resell. The team is made of executive and the board members who have experience in marketplace across consumers and in fashion and homeware. And we are supporting also this investor, Israel. We are a very lean team, moving super fast with world-class engineering metrics and leveraging AI to scale with our great team. So today we are investing in delivery, personalized product experience, improving the seller experience and broad expansion in order to transition from UK leader to European leader. So today we're accelerating acquisition of customers in the UK. Our gross profit is growing over 60% year on year. And we're starting discussion with European partners for the next major growth. So join us, build the future resale, and make second hand the first.
Thank you, Sandra. All right, I'm mindful we're running a bit behind, and I think everyone is probably quite excited to move on to the next step for this evening, starting with some awards. And on that note, I would like to invite Nico Vesche to say a few words and award the German prize on behalf of RTL 2.
Thank you, Diana. I'm not here as Nico. I'm here as RTL 2 representing them. I have worked with RTL 2 for more than 10 years. We're a German media pool, and RTL 2 is one of our strongest TV partners in Germany. They're an independent TV network. They are dynamic, they're positive, they capture life. There's a lot of reality TV there. It's a very young network, very fun network, and they do send the best wishes over to you and to Diana and to everybody here. So we're very, very proud. I'm very proud to represent for RTL 2 the prize for the German market. And it was a very long discussion. And I think the prize goes to the company that is not just, let's say, a winner in itself, but also fits very, very well to the German market. So we do have to think always about the media side and the market side and the startup side. And for us, Germany is an incredible market where people love to travel, but they also love to do their own independent trips. It's very important for them to make the right choices. Trust is very important. And so we would really, really like to invite Camplify to Germany.
People take a picture, but I realize you're flying back to Australia, so I have no idea how to carry this. Thank you so much. All right, moving on to France, I would like to invite, we have a few people actually, Maxime, Naomi, and Chris, which I think, oh, he's still there. Oh, they're still debating. I think we need a couple more minutes. Are we good to go? All right, can you please join us on stage?
happy to be part of this event. All those speeches were so inspiring. At Netflix Publicité, we believe in the power of TV. TV is a very powerful media to build brands, to help brands scale. You mentioned this point, many of you mentioned this point. And also TV is a great place to tell stories, to share values, and to build a special connection with your audience. That's why we're here, and we want to help you and the winners, especially, build this scale on the French market. So it was a very hard decision. I will let Noémie deliver our choice. But hopefully we think we can vote with more than one winner. So I let Noémie
yes.
conclude.
But just before, I will, sorry for the pressure, just like to talk about our solution we developed especially at M6, because in my team we work every day with clients like you, and we start up and scale up, and we know that you have specific issues, so we develop a solution which is called Step by M6. Step, because we want to grow with you step by step, and we know the recipe for success. And of course, as Maxime said, we are here to help you to develop the French market. So like Germany, the choice was very difficult, but this was very important to have the startup who can start very soon on our market and to develop this revenue stream. So no more pressure. And the winner is Holiday Heroes. Congrats.
Now the question if the French can pronounce heroes.
Yeah, exactly. We are going to work on it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maxime. All right, and moving on to the UK prize, where we have both Channel 4 Ventures and ITV Adventures Ignite for the first time awarding a collective prize of £300,000. And I'd like to invite Callum and Vinay on stage. No, I would like both of you to say a few words, and then announce the winner.
There's more people in the room than I thought, actually. So yeah, thanks very much for having us tonight. We're really excited about the whole evening and the whole programme. I think, look, just to comment about what we do, I think everyone's heard of ITV Adventures, hopefully, in this room. We're really proud of our Media for Equity Fund and the work that we do and how we're scaling partners. But actually, you'll notice it's the Ignite element that's sponsoring this particular prize. I think that's really kind of important because something that Eris mentioned earlier is about testing and learning, and I can't really give a bath analogy either, but I got what you were saying. And look, I think this is what this is about, right? Diana said it's about an opportunity to test. That's what the prizes are all about, and that's what Ignite specialises in. So Ignite is our commercial incubator at ITV. It's a non-equity piece, but it's the same team that works on the media and media for equity. So completely seamless. It just gives that opportunity and works with brands at different stages of their journey to get ready to scale. So I just wanted to explain a little bit about the slight differences in the two brands we have. I'm going to start off with the last evening.
All right. The only thing I'd add here is it's quite good to be working with ITV. Something I talked about last time. I think I did the last event, and we're still figuring it out, right? To be honest. So it's not the first time it's come together. Yeah. I mean, like it's like we're here, right? And it's not being recorded, is it?
It's live.
Just live.
Everyone can see it.
Tricky conversation. Sorry. No, tricky competition, right? So hard to pick a winner, and I think you could with the 300k type budget, split 50-50, it's really about an active test, and I think the combination. I personally believe the combination of, for certain brands, the combination of more media of different networks has compound impacts. And that's really thinking about, like, you see an advert here, and then you see an advert here, and it's suddenly like, oh right, it's sort of everywhere sort of thing. So this is the moment I can stop talking now, and it's embarrassing, right? No, so I will. Should we announce the prize then?
Yes, please. I think that's what everyone is looking for.
Okay. So we spent a lot of time chatting about this. Everybody was worthy of it, and we think it's a really powerful opportunity. But we really wanted to give an opportunity to a brand that hasn't done it before, and really see sort of how it performs. So we would like to invite Camplify.
Walking tour and a tech. Yeah, pretty trip for you, right? Put this down. After this, you have to go to the sushi stand, which is the 36th floor there.
All over here too.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Callum, Vinay. And yeah, as you said, I think having this collective prize also done for the first time, it's also a testament that a brand just needs a lot of reach, irrespective of the platforms, right? So really, really proud that we made this happen. So thank you so much to both of you. I know everyone is dying to have a drink and some food and chat. So I'm just going to say, once again, a huge thank you to all the partners. And also just regarding the prize, I know I mentioned this before, but every and each one of you has an absolutely fantastic brand. And I'm not just saying this because I think in the next couple of weeks, you will see. And there's a lot more conversations that will continue after this program. So huge congratulations to all of you, to all our partners, of course. And I mentioned at the start the initiative that we have coming up in New York. Two things to say. The program is not leaving the UK. We're coming back in October. On our website, you can already see up the dates. If you're a founder, if you're an investor that has brands interested, you can already submit interest. We're back in October 2025 in London, but New York is calling in the meantime. So we are bringing the program to New York in May in 2025. The dates will be announced shortly. You can already submit interest. And just to say that we are actually, as MFG, actively deploying in the US. There's $10 million committed. We expect to take this probably to about 25-30 million next year. So anyone that is interested in the market, and obviously US is huge, so we're really tackling this quite strategically, looking at region by region. Please come and talk to us, come and talk to Neville, Nico, Chris as well, Luca, and I'm sure we can accommodate whether you're a company, a startup, or a founder, investor. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and I hope we can continue the conversation over a glass of wine. Thank you.